You're on.
Okay, please turn off all cell phones. The agenda of the Pompton Lakes Board of Adjustment, March 25th, 2025. The following is the agenda of the regular meeting of the Pompton Lakes Zoning Board of Adjustment. The meeting is to be held in the Municipal Building, 25 Lenox Avenue, on Tuesday, March 25th, 2025, beginning at 8 p.m. A written advance notice as required by NJSA 10:4-1 etc. has been provided of the meeting at least 48 hours in advance of today, given the time, date, and location, and to the extent known at the time the agenda of this meeting. Such a notice stated that formal action may or may not be taken. This meeting will be video recorded and will be broadcast for later viewing for the public. The notice was posted on the bulletin board outside of the offices of the municipal clerk reserved for this and other similar announcements, provided to the Suburban Trends, the newspaper designated by the council and planning board to receive such notices and file with the borough clerk. Please stand for pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Hunt?
Here.
Mr. Abate?
Here.
Ms. Curran?
Here.
Mr. Kloss?
Here.
Ms. Brightstock?
Here.
Mr. Rowan?
Here.
Mr. Babe?
Here.
Mr. Fagula?
Here.
Mr. Devontae?
Here.
Councilman Kloss? Mr. Brewer is here. And we will not have any, the planner or the engineer will not be present tonight.
Okay. Regular minutes for February 25th, 2025. We're going to have an opportunity to read the minutes. If so, can I get a motion to accept the minutes?
So moved.
Second. Roll call?
Second? Wait. Mr. Hunt?
Present.
Mr. Abate?
Yes.
Ms. Curran?
Yes.
Mr. Kloss?
Yes.
Ms. Burnstock?
Yes.
Mr. Rowan?
Yes.
Mr. Baig?
Yes.
Mr. Fagula?
Present.
Mr. Devontae?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to have a new process of approving bills. In front of you, you should have a copy of the Colliers Engineering and Design bill for February 2025. Everybody want to take a quick look at that, and any questions, feel free to ask.
This is the bill for 430 Montclair Ave. It's coming out of their escrow, and it was for professional services rendered.
Can I get a motion to accept the bill?
I'll make a motion.
Baig?
I'll second it.
Rowan? Okay. Mr. Hunt?
Yes.
Mr. Abate?
Yes.
Ms. Curran?
Yes.
Mr. Kloss?
Yes.
Ms. Burnstock?
Yes.
Mr. Rowan?
Yes.
Mr. Baig?
Yes.
Mr. Fagula?
Yes.
And Mr. Devontae?
Yes. Okay. Correspondence, we have a few correspondence. Don't normally read those, but anybody have any questions about those? None? Yep.
As far as the West Lennox pedestrian bridge, is there a plan that we can look at? I'm just curious about the sides, as far as what they're doing for fencing and or for that footbridge that's going from behind the Max.
mean, there's really nothing that we need, we're not gonna pass anything or vote on anything.
No, I'm
But
just-
he's inquiring if there's
Only as
an
a
opportunity
member
to
of the
review
public,
it. Yeah,
that's it.
yeah, to see it.
So
Is
it's
there
got nothing to
something
do with it.
on file that we can, somebody can go look at?
Yep, I'll follow up on that for you.
Okay.
This is the bridge, right? This is the one by Max.
Okay. Applications, everybody's good? We have none. Resolutions, BOA 24-04, Jessica Concleves, Hunter Place, Pompton Lakes. Everybody had an opportunity to read the resolution? Any questions? If not, can I get a motion to accept?
So moved. Second.
Curran and Bernstock?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Hunt?
Present.
Mr. Abate?
Yes.
Ms. Curran?
Yes.
Mr. Koss,
Yes.
Ms. Bernstock?
Yes.
Mr. Rowan?
Yes.
Mr. Baig?
Yes.
Mr. Fagula?
Present.
And Mr. Devontae?
Yes.
Okey-doke.
Okay. BOA 25-02, John and Barbara Glazer. Everyone had the opportunity to read that resolution. Any questions, comments? If not, can I please get a motion on that resolution?
So moved. Second.
Roll call, please.
Okay, Mr. Hunt?
Present.
Mr. Abate?
Yes.
Ms. Curran?
Yes.
Mr. Koss,
Yes.
Ms. Bernstock?
Yes.
Mr. Rowan?
Yes.
Mr. Baig?
Yes.
Mr. Fagula? And Mr. Devontae?
Yes. Okay, new unfinished business. We need to appoint a representative of the zoning board to open space committee. As you know, Jared, stepped down. So, is there anybody on the board that would like to, be appointed our representative?
I attended this month, I should say.
You did? Okay. Is it something that you want to continue doing?
Frank was gonna, but he apparently changed his mind on us.
Frank wasn't able to because he has a conflict.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm available in July and August though.
I just say that I did go, before I became ill, and it's pretty interesting, to learn about what's going on in town and what they're doing with the monies. So it's pretty interesting to find out what's going on.
I can continue for now,
You
sure.
want to continue for now?
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you.
I get a 10% raise for that one?
Yeah, 10% of nothing is, nothing, right?
Checks in the mail.
Yeah.
Shall we all vote on that, or is that something?
Now
that-
that's,
It's just a representative and we move on. Okay, cool. The 2024 variance report, everyone should have that in front of them. Does anybody have any comments or questions regarding the variance report?
I would just like to say that I did raise the question about the approval for the DEP for applicant for 615 Ringwood Ave. And I just wanted to know, mainly for learning purposes and also because I wouldn't want to, if I felt that, I would have made like a stronger case. I believe that that was not going to get a DEP approval. And, you know, I just, for the future, I would want to know a little bit more about DEP, or any other type of conditional approval, which subject to another entity. Because I think mistakes were made. I'm just saying that.
This is for report to the governing body. I understand that one. this is essentially for the board to review what variances have you given, and is there a theme? Is there something that keeps on showing up that rather than people having to come before the board for X type of variance, that the governing body might consider changing it? But if it's just, if it's random things or stuff that doesn't change, that's fine. But I understand that issue, what you're saying, because I think that that seemed to be the issue in the air, that they weren't getting the DP. But this report is really for what happened in the last year, and do you see any themes, any comments or suggestions to the governing body in the report?
Yep.
I know that one of the things that they always talked about is the variances regarding the setbacks for the fencing and.
So this helps the master plan too.
Right.
So this report after tonight will go to
The planning board.
Colliers Engineering and to the governing board, so they are aware of what happened in the past year.
Based on what I'm seeing on this report, and I don't know if this is the time to do this, but I don't see anything on here that would warrant us to say, let's make a recommendation to the planning board to say, let's change the variance. I think based on the number of folks that have come up, I think it's something that we as a board should have the opportunity to review it. Okay?
Right.
So I don't think there's anything here that should prompt us to say, let's change this ordinance. Any other comments or questions on that?
I mean,
Nope.
we don't have to.
Okay, good. So we don't have to vote on it or anything, it's just the variance report and we move on.
You put it forward.
Yeah, so
Forward.
we're good to go. Yep. I'm going to open it up, the meeting to public discussion. I'd like to just comment on what Frank said, and question or just comment on the DEP approval that company got. I would just, again, if you have strong opinions on something, please voice them and vote your conscience. And if you're not satisfied with the testimony that was given, by all means, ask questions until you're satisfied. Once we make a decision, we can't go back and change it. Okay? So all I would say is have resolution in what you're doing and asking questions until you get the answers that you need, so that we can make solid decisions. Anybody else, publicly? No? Okay.
Did you have a report from your meeting?
I was just gonna say, do you have open space
I
comments?
made a couple of notes,
Okay.
yes. Bob, maybe you can help me out. Now, I understand I stepped into continuing business, so I was just jotting down some things here. Hirschville Park, the new equipment, playground and everything is coming in.
Yes.
Maria Kent said it was roughly about 12 weeks' time till we'd be all ready to go in.
Did they pick the name of the animal? That's what I wanna know.
That they didn't mention.
Go ahead.
Did they say what kind of equipment?
You might be, Lily, hold on. I think they did.
Cause I know there's
You brought me
other,
up with the one thing that I just probably don't have. Memory bank is
it was a
gonna be
big
the
thing
name.
because they had
I
the
heard them
students,
talking about it,
yeah,
Yes,
and they had the students vote on it, so.
they did,
It's
they
pretty-
did. I'll send that out to them.
Okay. This is a cute idea.
There's improvements to the, whatever you want to call it, the shed, the garage down there. It's going to be updated. Apparently, a second floor was looking to get put in, and it was shot down.
So the second floor issue, from my understanding, it had to do with the position of the location of where that particular building was going to be in proximity to the area that sat behind. I think the distance, there was an issue there and it was not gonna get approved, and I'm assuming it's gonna be DEP or EPA was gonna have. a
I
problem
think the
with that.
DEP was having.
Yeah.
it.
So they were having a problem with that. There were actually a lot of, I mean, just to give everybody, I met with the Board of Ed probably last year. And they were looking to do many things, electrical work, upgrade the electrical work, sound system, and all of those things. They were gonna shift the football field to an angle. So this was projected ideas, possible goals maybe in the future. They were gonna shift the football field and maybe move to the soccer field without impacting the baseball field. that would allow them to put the full bleachers across the board, deal with the electrical, full sound system. It was really great, the architects were there, it was, everything was just, everything's in pictures at this point. But I did not feel it was a bad idea. But there was nuances as to who owns what. Who is borough property, who's Board of Ed, and then once it encroaches into borough, it changes the projected amount and who's gonna own the plant. And that was never settled, because there are certain areas that do belong to the borough. We can't necessarily be involved in the cost of that, because if we need to bond for anything else, separate project that's just borough related, we can't piggyback off of the Board of Ed if they include us. And it was a substantial amount of money. But going to your point, there are some enhancements that are being done. In that particular one, that was the reason why. It was proximity to where that particular building was going to be.
Do they still plan on putting new bleachers in down at Hirschfield regardless? I know that's a Board of Ed question, but.
It's a Board of Ed, so
Those bleachers need help.
how do I put this?
People
So
are gonna
you
get
guys
hurt.
know federal funding, right?
Mhm.
There's a lot of things going on with the Board of Ed. So there's gonna be a big increase in the tax rate for the Board of Ed. There's a lot of things going on. Will I say, will that be included? It may have been. I don't know if now it's gonna be included. They still have the referendum money. They're getting all that completed. The bleachers at Lakeside will get put in this year.
Yep.
That's already been paid out. They had with the initial contractor, for whatever reason. So that's go out to bid, and they got the lowest bid, and they were able to move forward. So that's the only one for sure that I know. I'll keep you guys posted if you want. I have a Board of Ed meeting coming up early April. We can see what the, because they have the preliminary budget was just approved, final budget's in May, but they're gonna have probably another meeting in between to discuss the increased cost.
There's Lennox,
It's close to, it's over a mill short.
and Lennox
we're talking
schools
about
included,
Federal
turf
funding,
field.
it's everybody.
No, I'm just saying
Every-
Lennox and Lakeside are the only two at this
And
time.
this is impacting all districts. Some are raising it 5%, 4%, 3%, they're going across the board to make up the difference. And with the Department of Ed now, we don't know.
What about the sign? Can they move it so the baseball field can see?
We can figure that out.
What was that question?
The baseball, when you're seeing the varsity game, you
Can't
cannot see the you can't see the scoreboard because it's angled this way when it should be angled this way. So the football field can see it and the baseball field, but it's not.
No.
That's only my request, but it's my last year, so.
And just one other quick, what,
Good luck
what
to
equipment are they
everybody.
putting down at Hirschfield?
As far as the playground equipment?
Yeah, playground.
The details exactly as to what they're putting on, it's gonna be similar to what they have probably right now, just an updated version, obviously, and they're gonna they're gonna do the grounds as well. But if you need specifics as to what type of equipment they're gonna put in, I can send you that.
I
I don't know
think,
the exact details, I know it's gonna be very similar to what they have now.
I think it's LED compliant and all like that. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons for the update.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very nice,
From my-
it's
from my
overdue, to
memory
be
from
honest
last
with you,
year.
it's definitely overdue.
But nothing too expensive
Absolutely.
because it floods down there, so they didn't want to put anything.
Well,
I
how it
know.
goes, there's not many areas we could put things
I know.
without it flooding, so. But it's long overdue, and I think a lot of the improvements they're doing across the board, I think are good just for the community as a whole. We have a lot of new fans, so.
Yes.
I see the little ones.
Yep.
We see them in basketball, so I see the little pushes.
Their other subject was Lakeside Park. Apparently, the seasonal wooden docks that they put in and out are not gonna be put in. The wood is rotted, and they're trying to expedite new ones to get them in for the kayak rentals and the paddle boats, but they don't wanna put them in because they don't want an issue happening where the wood gives way and somebody goes into the lake. And alongside that, the Muller property, that's gonna be, worked on by the DPW to get that all up to grade, so they can continue that docking that stays in there the whole season long, all the way
I would
down.
have to give you an update on that, if I know who the liaison for that. Same thing for the planning board as well, because I'm assuming that's gonna be on their report come Wednesday regarding the docks that you just mentioned. That'll be part of the report tomorrow, so I'll get more information on that too.
And apparently that whole chain link fence is being taken down, and a new guardrail is being put up, and apparently the money is grant money. It's not the money that is in the open space. This was a grant that they got, so that's,
As long as they have traction, I mean, all they really gotta do is submit an application or some document to show that the interest is still there for the money, and that's enough to retain the dollars that are associated with that. We don't necessarily have to have, boots on the ground, so to speak, to get anything going, just gotta pretty much get the forms in.
then the last thing you talked about was, River Cleanup Day is May 4th. All volunteers are welcome. Lunch will be served, and bring your own galoshes if you want to get involved.
Thank you for promoting that. So I'm getting 6-foot subs for everybody and stuff like that.
And just so everybody knows, they're gonna have 61 queues already approved. Was already before.
What was that now? I'm sorry?
Across the street, it was 61 queue, right?
From Legals?
Yeah, for the Sujits.
Sujan property.
So the last one, everything moved forward in that meeting, if they did discuss it at the planning board. So the 2 variances that were critical to that, council.
Oh, and then they were looking for volunteers to plant, flower bulbs. Somebody suggested the Zonta Club in the school because they have to have volunteer time anyway,
Yes.
and they would probably,
I would suggest they still do it. I mean, they volunteer in every part of the town and every organization they can to get those volunteer hours. That's actually a great one to do. Hopefully it's not 40 degrees outside.
yeah.
Didn't they plant them?
I was gonna
this
say,
past
I
weekend?
don't know if we have any bulbs left, like Carmelina was out planting, where'd you do, the library? We finished, I know you guys planted in front of the library.
Saturday, and then
Lakeside.
Sunday,
Yeah, Sunday Lakeside, and
Six-
then EPC went out, and Maria Kent came with us too. And I know Lisa Kilburg was planning with the Women's Club and
Yes.
all of you.
Yep, we were there, and then on, they were also gonna do Katie Cole's Park too, if they had any extra bulbs.
Okay.
But I think we're pretty good.
I think, we did 750 on Sunday, so we went down to Carlo,
And we
finished
did
their beds off.
600?
Some, yeah.
600
We
on
took-
Saturday?
Yeah, we took the last bag and
Yeah.
then we did down at Carlo and finished their beds off down there. I know Dan Black and Mike Meeker went over to Donald Crum Park and they put some flowers in there to keep it looking nice. That's Dan's grandfather, Karen Black's father. So they wanted to keep that up. And then we did by Joe Louis Memorial Park, because I guess that's public property still with the town that
Sounds like you guys got a
yeah, and then the one place we never had daffodils was over, do you know that little pocket park kind of between Howard Street and Walnut?
Oh, yeah.
So we went down there, and that's why. So, I didn't think there was anything down there, and there wasn't, so we put the last bulbs down in that park on Sunday.
I think we're good, right?
It was fun.
We're good.
Oh, Howard, that's my old neighborhood.
If there's anything, I could just shoot a quick email to the board of that, or.
Yeah, I could ask Maria. Yeah,
Yeah,
Maria.
Maria can take care of that. I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll be happy to help out whatever you have left.
Zonta Clubs are great.
Yeah.
They help
So
out a
Mike, is
lot.
that your end of your report?
That is it.
Thank you, appreciate that.
Maria killed it at 9 PM, said we're all done.
Is there any other public discussion? We'd be happy. Close the public session. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, everyone.
Put you on the port of Staten,